Hello again, fans, and welcome on into another edition of River Insider. I'm your host, Dan Atchison. Now, it's hard to believe, but this is our second to last episode of the season, as there are just a few River games that do remain. On this edition of the River Insider, we'll take a look at the second half so far, talk with right-handed pitcher Jordan Foley, and preview some of the fantastic events coming up during Hope Week. All of that and more is on this edition of River Insider. Welcome back to River Insider. Now, this second half has not gone as planned for Charleston. There is no denying that. The month of July was just like the month of May for the River Dogs. It was poor. They finished a league worst 9-19 during the month of July, and their hopes for a playoff run were greatly diminished. The pitching staff, however, has remained solid all season, but it was the offense that struggled and hit just .219 in the 28 games. They did receive some help from a former River Dog and current New York Yankee, Slade Heathcott. Slade came to Charleston on a major league rehab assignment and played in 3 River Dogs games. It was great to see him back in a River Dogs uniform. He went 2 for 9 in those 3 games with Charleston, 2 infield singles, both against Greenville and both on the day game on that Wednesday. On the pitching side, Joey Marr has been outstanding all season long for Charleston. The righty and former guest of this show is now 4-4 with a league best, yes, league best, 2.22 ERA. That is tops in the South Atlantic League. He has been a pleasure to watch as he has settled back into the starting role. In the second half, Joey is 3-0 with a 1.32 ERA. He has allowed just 8 runs, 5 of which are earned, on 31 hits in 34 innings, while striking out 35 and walking just 5. His best outing of the season came on August the 11th when he struck out a career-high 11 Lexington Legends over 6 scoreless innings. To wrap up this portion of the show, we would be remiss if we did not talk about a couple of promotions. Caleb Frere was recently promoted to the Tampa Yankees, his first stint in High A. The southpaw from Miles City, Montana, went 4-2 with 3 saves in 30 appearances with Charleston, and of course he had that lethal pickoff move to first. Now, the second promotion was one we all saw coming as the season continued, and that of course was of shortstop Jorge Mateo. Mateo played in 96 games with the River Dogs and hit .268 with 98 hits, 28 extra base hits, and 33 runs batted in. He stole 71 bases in 86 tries. That led all of professional baseball. A couple of highlights from his time with Charleston were his 4 4-steal games and of course the inside the park home run, which he ran in an astounding 13.8 seconds. Now that home run will take us into break, and when we come back, we will be with Jordan Foley, right-handed pitcher for your Charleston River Dogs. Don't go anywhere. More River Dogs Insider is next. Welcome back to River Dogs Insider. I'm Dan Atchison, joined by Jordan Foley, right-handed pitcher. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you're from the Colony, Texas. You grew up there, 18 years of your life there. You played high school ball. You saw a lot of high school football. Just take us through those first 18 years playing high school baseball in the heat of Texas.
You kind of got used to it. You're playing out there in the summer. I spent a lot of time outside as a kid. You're getting used to going out there and sweating and stuff, so it really wasn't too bad. Wasn't just making sure I hydrated and all that.
Now, you moved to Central Michigan, or moved to Michigan. You went to Central Michigan for college. What was the transition like from pitching in really hot weather to pitching in really cold weather?
Definitely took a lot more time to get loose, get the body going, get the blood flowing. But it was another thing. Once you kind of got used to it, you kind of found your routine. Take a little more time, and just making sure you're staying warm in the dugout. Bring a big jacket.
5th round pick in 2014 by the New York Yankees. You were also drafted prior to that by the New York Yankees. What went into the decision to go to college? And, you know, when the Yankees approached you in the 5th round last year, they said, they bolstered your confidence and they said, you know, we want you. We really want you. We drafted you once. We're going to draft you again. What was that process like for you?
The whole process in high school kind of started late for me. I kind of already made my mind up. I was going to school, so I was pretty dead set going to Central Michigan. I was comfortable going there and spending 3 or 4 years there and developing as a person and a pitcher. So, and then coming back for my junior year is the same thing, and it was a better situation for me to leave and to pursue my dream.
And here you are now pitching for the Charleston River Dogs, one of the most consistent pitchers with Charleston this season. Your splitter is your devastating pitch. What goes into that? Is it your out pitch? Is it your focal pitch? Do you start it off with hitters, or do you look for that to be your strikeout pitch?
It's definitely more of a strikeout pitch. When I try to back off and throw for more of a strike, it's not as good as a pitch. So I have to be really aggressive with it and make sure I have full arm speed. I can't back off of it. Back off of it. I gotta really let it go. So.
And you've made 2 appearances in AAA, which we talked about confidence earlier in the interview. It's going to bolster your confidence. They picked you from the South Atlantic League to send you up to Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and you made 2 appearances, 1 start with them, and you really held your own.
Yeah, it was fun. Just kind of seeing where I was at, seeing if I could handle myself up there, and it was a great experience. Learned a lot, and definitely brought some of that back with me.
Brought some of the swag back? Did you bring your hats back? Did they let you keep your uniform?
No uniform. I got some hats and a couple
go.
shirts, but
Good.
That's about it.
Good. And now football season is approaching quickly. You had high school football, which was huge in Texas. I mean, probably twice the size of crowds that we're getting in the South Atlantic League. You've got college football at Central Michigan, Fire Up Chips, right?
Yes.
And then you've got the NFL. Which do you gravitate towards? Is it high school, is it college, or is it professional football in the fall?
I'm more of an NFL guy, big Dallas Cowboys fan. And then I always keep track of Central. Of course, gotta go with the school pride there.
Yep.
So, but definitely more of an NFL guy. I don't really have an allegiance to a big time football team, but definitely big Dallas Cowboy fan.
You excited for the season?
Oh yeah.
You think they're going to make the playoffs?
They always hype it up, so my expectations are always low. So hopefully they surprise me this year.
You going to get to Jerry World?
I hope. That's always one of my goals. I haven't been there yet, so
Oh, wow.
I definitely want to get down there at some point.
Yeah, well, Jerry, if you're watching, big Dallas Cowboys fan here, and he'll look for some tickets at Will Call for him this football season. We'll get you out of here on some fun.
Okay.
You know, throw some teammates right under the bus. They've done it
right.
before this entire season. Who would you say takes the longest in the mirror to get ready?
Definitely D-Mac, Dylan McNamara.
D-Mac, okay.
He loves his hair, so he spends a lot of time going back and forth, making sure his shirt's not wrinkled, his hair's done right. So definitely D-Mac.
Camplain just cares about the hair. He doesn't really care about the dress code. But so D-Mac gets the bid over.
Camp's a close second,
Yeah, okay.
but D-Mac's definitely got the title.
All right. Who's the worst singer on the team?
Ooh. I don't know.
Like, there's one guy you just do not want to go to karaoke with.
Man. Joey's always kind of singing,
Yeah.
and
It's just not good.
yeah.
Yeah. So Joey, no good at
Yeah,
karaoke. The third one was, you guys are always playing cards in the clubhouse. Who just is the biggest sore loser when it comes to cards? Like, just ruins the game for everybody.
I'm gonna have to go with D-Mac.
Oh, man.
We always kind of, that's our goal, is to beat him, because we know we can get a pretty good reaction out of him. And,
Yeah.
He throws a pretty big fit.
And now the final question, I have an answer to this that I'm going to look to you, see if you can match it up with me. The guy that spends the most time on his phone.
Joey's always on his phone.
That's who I was
Joey
thinking.
loves talking, so
Yeah.
he's always on the phone with somebody.
Yeah.
A close second, he might have the title, is Matt Waterspoon. Spoon spends
Really?
a lot of, yep. He's always talking to somebody.
Wow.
Whether it's a lot of, mostly at the apartment. When he's here, he's
Okay.
not too much.
Okay.
But
So Matt
on the
and Joey.
drive, yeah, Matt and Joey are duking it out up there.
All right. Well, you know, Joey certainly backed it up. You've backed up your talking, and Waterspoon has backed up his. You guys can talk all you want. You guys are pitching really well. And it's been a pleasure to have you here on River Dogs
thanks for
Inside.
having me.
Jordan Foley, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be right back to talk about 2015 Hope Week with the River Dogs as they take part in the Yankees initiative for the 4th time in a row. That's next on River Dogs Insider. Welcome back to River Dogs Insider. We wrap up this edition with a look at one really special week in which the River Dogs partner with the New York Yankees for their Hope Week initiative. This will mark the 4th year in a row that the River Dogs have taken part in the Yankees initiative, and the purpose, of course, of Hope Week is for the players, coaches, and front office staff to go out into the community during the day, get a glimpse of what these organizations do, and then invite the organizations out to the ballpark at night. Last year, the River Dogs partnered up with Warriors for Warriors, the South Carolina Youth Advocate Program, the Low Country Food Bank's FoodWorks program, and Mighty Mac and Scouts. Those were all great events last year. Now this year, the organizations that will be taking part in Hope Week with the Charleston River Dogs include Major Thomas Richmond and Major Jenny Richmond of the Salvation Army, the Green Heart Project, Keys for Hope, Surfers Healing Folly Beach Camp, and one very special little girl, Abigail Grace Lee. It's one of the best initiatives in minor league baseball, and we are so thrilled to participate in it once again. Well, that'll just about do it for this edition of River Dogs Insider. Join us again in a couple of weeks for our final episode of the season, as we'll be joined by manager Luis Durante to look back at the season that was. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go River Dogs.